I'm live. Are we live? I'm live by myself, maybe potentially on Diana's stream. Oh, there you are.
Yes, here I am.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you officially.
Nice to meet you too. How are you today?
I'm good. It's midnight for me, so it's a little late and sleepy. What time is it in your time zone?
It's 6 a.m.
OMG, it's the opposite. You're probably sleepy
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna get the sunset in about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, the sun's coming up.
Yeah,
I heard Becky said this is your first live.
it is. It is.
That's exciting. Sometimes a little scary, but should be good.
Sometimes I think it's scary because I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I think I'm gonna figure it out.
Yes.
Hey everyone. How can I add the comments to
So
everyone?
I think you're in control because you own the stream. So if you click on them, they'll pop up. Yep.
Yes, I see them. Hi, Kamal. I am in Bulgaria. I'm in Sofia. This
Mm,
is Eastern European country with a lot of, how should I say, interesting history.
I bet. Yeah. How's the seasons out there for you? Is it still cold? Is it finally warming up? Does it feel like spring yet?
We have 4 seasons, really. So we are just getting at the tail end of winter. We had very cold weather last week, but it's warming up now. So it's getting really spring like for us now. And I can't wait for spring because I'm over the cold weather already.
Oh my God, me too. After Christmas is over, I'm like, can it be spring and summer already? I'm
Yeah,
over it.
for sure, for sure. I always try to keep a positive mindset and find things to love about winter so it gets
Hmm.
more pleasant to get through
Hmm.
it. But at some point, I'm like, I just need some sun. I need some warmth.
Yeah, very true.
Let me see.
Hi,
Oh,
hi. Kay is a trooper. Apparently, she's been in, if not all, I think all the live shows so far today.
I
So,
saw, okay, yes, I was on, not on Monica's, but on Lisa's
mhm.
sprints. Yes, and I saw, okay, there as well. You are a trooper. If you stay with me, I'm gonna tell Becky to give you the prize. I don't care how many books you read.
Yeah, you could read no books and like you deserve it.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Tara. Thank you. Oh, hey, Fifi. Yeah, I can fully imagine, Kay. It's gonna be a tough one for you all because it's quite late where you are. For me, so I was on Lisa's print. So for me, it was midnight when hers ended.
Mm,
I went to sleep, but I have a son. He is 6 years old, and he's having a tough time this weekend.
mm,
He has like a toothache, so he has
mm.
been having a tough time sleeping. And then in the middle of the night at like 4 a.m., he got a nosebleed while he was sleeping. So I had to wake up and fix everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. So no sleeping for me. So I've been awake since like 4:30, something
Oh,
like that.
wow. Oh, no.
But I'm gonna push through. It's Sunday. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Did he get back to sleep though? Did he fall asleep again?
Yeah, he does. He really needs his sleep. So whenever there is something going on, even if he's like with a toothache, what he's been having, he is kind of in and out of it, but he immediately goes to sleep afterwards.
That's good at least. Poor baby though. Hopefully it passes.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay. He's a trooper. He is very, how do you say, like very tough. So
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, it's only 10 where Kay is. That's not so bad. She'll probably stick hopefully she'll be able to stick with you for a while.
Hopefully, yes. I see. Also, you're in Canada. Where in Canada or UK?
Yeah, I'm trying to think because it's midnight for me. So she's not all the way on the West Coast, I would assume. But I don't know Canada, the middle area that good.
Yeah, Fifi is also somewhere where it's early.
Oh, Fifi must be on the West Coast, like full West Coast, Central Time, Mountain Time. What state are you from, Fifi?
So we've got. Oh, that would be great. Come on. Yeah, I can imagine if you cannot stay for the full length of it.
Yeah, I was talking to Kamal earlier. He's from what I gathered, is in the city like me, East Coast. And Becky's got that 3 to 6, and she's East Coast too. So I don't know how she's gonna do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to join her, though I'm going to probably need to take my laptop with me because by that time my son will have woken up, so I need to make him some breakfast. But I'm gonna try to join her to see.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the good thing about sprints too. Like once the timer goes, you can turn your camera off for a bit, run, do some quick chores, errands, and then pop back in. You know.
True, true.
Oh my gosh, Saskatchewan in the prairies in the middle. Okay, very nice. That sounds
Yeah.
picturesque. Do you read any of like Elsie Silver's books? Because she does those like Canadian cowboy romances, and that kind of gives that vibe for me. Your
Yeah,
description of where you're from.
for sure, for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've read a couple of those. They are
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I did a big binge of her stuff like this past year. I'm caught up to her latest series. I need to read Wild Love, but I read her
I
first and second.
just read Wild Love because I was also caught up on cowboy romances.
Mhm.
I just read Wild Love because I was hearing so many good things about Wild Eyes and now the new one.
Yeah.
That I want to be caught up on them as well.
But the
So
thing,
I'm gonna work on it.
and she's writing so fast, so fast.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Seattle, yep, that's all the way on the west. So hopefully you'll be able to stick around for a while too.
And I want to visit the States so bad, but
Yeah,
where should I go? Like there's so much to explore.
there
It's
is.
overwhelming to think
It
about it.
is. We're a very big country. I mean, the main spots I'd say is like New York City, pretty obvious. Miami and Florida is great. Um, People love California in general. You could do like LA, San Diego. Um, what else? You could try if you want to do something crazy, you could go to like Vegas.
I've actually been to Vegas.
Yeah?
I've been to California as well. But I want to visit the East Coast because I
Okay.
haven't been to New York. I haven't been to Miami. So I definitely want to do like a West Coast tour if I can. I want to see Philadelphia.
Yeah.
There's
I would
so many good
honestly
places to visit.
I would do Philly as like a day trip. Like you don't need to be in Philly for too long.
Yeah,
And Philly's very big. So like if you want to do like the historic spots to see them, be like, oh, founding of America vibes. But like
yeah.
it's not the safest city either.
Oh, is it not?
No. So I would definitely do New York.
Yeah.
Um, I hear some of the other states too. Like I haven't traveled too many states, but I hear great things about Maine, um,
I actually,
Connecticut.
so we might be going to the States next year. I hope, fingers crossed, if everything works out. We have one of our best friends who lives in Rhode Island. So
Mm-hmm.
we're most probably going to do New York and we're going to go to Rhode Island because he also has work in the Hamptons. So we'll be able
Yeah.
to look around the Hamptons, which looks great.
Yeah.
And then from there, go on um, to Miami because we have friends there as well. So I would love, love, love to visit.
Yeah. I mean, I live in New York and I love it. And living here even, I'm like, it's sometimes it feels like being in a movie. You know what I mean? Just like random things popping
Imagine.
up. Just like you read the books, you see the movies, you're like passing all the spots. You're like, oh, it's fun.
Yeah, amazing,
So,
amazing.
and the Hamptons is nice too. I've been a couple times. It's very like woodsy, rich people vibes with beaches and wineries, and it's definitely a vibe.
You know, this friend of mine, he is a photographer,
Mm.
and he actually worked for the kinds of real estate companies who are selling those $1 million mansions, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
he was making pictures of them to be put on the real estate sites. And I've
Cool.
seen such amazing and ridiculous almost houses that he's photographed because and also like of famous people who are putting them for sale or for
Mhm.
rent or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is where the other part of the world lives, right?
This is the
Because
1%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
Okay, yes, indeed, it's the next province.
Oh, I do. Hers is in Alberta. Oh, where it takes place, the next province
Yeah,
west. Okay.
yeah.
Fun fact, my middle name's Alberta.
Is it?
Yeah, it's my grandmother's name.
That's great. I love it when you can pass on something. I was thinking about it. It was 6 years ago that we were thinking about baby names for my son, and we
Mhm.
were thinking about, do we want to give him like a unique name, or do we want to do something with our family's names? We gave him, his first name is his name, but then
Mhm.
his second name is his father's name.
Mhm.
So I love that because I love his father. His name is Martin, and I
Mhm.
love Martin as a name. So now he has two names, and I love that we can pass on something to him that is special for our family. So I love that for
Yeah.
you as well.
Thank you. Yeah, and my first name too is my on the other side, my great grandmother's name. So I actually have two family names.
That's great.
So yeah, I do
That's
love
great.
that idea too. When I have kids, I want to give at least the middle name as a family name.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so nice.
Virginia, DC is a good vacation spot.
I agree. DC is nice. I like
Yeah,
DC and it's clean. I feel like it's pretty safe. Lots of historic cool stuff to see there too, like museums. It's cool.
for sure. Fall up in Maine and New England would be beautiful. Yeah, that is true. I've seen so many. I think I follow one bookstagrammer who has this kind of a vibe, especially during winter. You see all of her wintry kinds of pictures
Mm.
that she takes, and it's so beautiful. I would love to visit there as well. Hi, hi, Crystal. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, have you been to America much?
I've actually been to Canada as well. Been to Toronto,
Mhm.
and I loved it. I did go in winter though, so it was really,
Mm.
really cold. So next time I visit Canada, I have to think about going maybe during spring or something like that. But it was really, really nice. I loved it.
Yeah, I have yet to go to Canada, but it's definitely on my list. My husband went to a concert in Canada, like with his buddy, and it was called Igloo Fest, and it's in the winter, and it's outside, like this huge concert outside in the middle of the winter of Canada, and everybody's just like got their jackets and they're shivering, but like rocking out to like electronic music, and he had a great time, but it was freezing.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. So Fifi, my dad named me after stealing the birth.
Phoebe, is your full name? I would assume Fiona. Is that your name?
Yeah. Fun fact about me: I have a bigger brother, and
Mm-hmm.
our father did something kind of similar. So he went to City Hall. Or I don't know where you get to sign in the birth certificate, and he gave my brother our grandfather's family name, and he gave me his last name. So me and my
Oh.
brother have different family names. And
Oh.
yeah, and there was a time when we moved from Bulgaria to the Netherlands, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just our mom and us two. And at every border, they were asking us, how come you have two kids with different names, and it was just such a big deal back then. And my mom was like, "You had one thing to do after birth, one thing."
Oh no, the drama.
Yeah. Okay, Kay's been to Vegas and to Baltimore.
Key West and Palm Springs, that's Florida, I think, right?
Yeah,
Key West, I'm pretty sure it's Florida.
Vegas is a different ball game. It's really crazy there.
Yeah, I've only been once, but I was in college and I was there for like a basketball tournament, so I didn't get to like do it as an adult, drink, gamble, like I just did it as a student.
I did. It was crazy. I don't know if I recommend it because it can get really expensive, especially if you
I
stay
bet.
there for more than a day or two. But it's fun and there's a lot of great shows to visit. So if you like concerts and like we went to Cirque du Soleil, it's really good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. I love a good show like that. And then you can see some celebrity singers. Like I think Bruno Mars is out there performing and um oh my god, who sings Toxic? Britney Spears. I think she's still out there probably.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see them.
Aliyah, you're from West Virginia. Is this like still considered East
Yep,
Coast?
still East Coast. Yep,
Yeah.
at least in my
Okay,
opinion.
so we've got Fifi's name.
Oh, oh man, I don't
Affion.
want to butcher your name now. Is it Affiong? Is this an African name? A
Yeah,
West
I
African
would
name?
assume so, yeah.
Mom called me Fifi as a kid. Affy. From your great grandfather, Lee. Oh, I like
Lee.
that.
That's really pretty.
And then they feminized it. That's nice.
Yes, it's really pretty. Okay, saw Britney Spears in Vegas. Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm
Yeah.
glad I feel like she's doing better, especially after all that drama with the legal battle with her dad and like
Yeah,
her not having control of stuff, the conservatorship stuff.
absolutely. I'm watching the sunrise. It's so pretty. All
Yeah.
the pink and purple colors already.
Yeah.
While you all are enjoying the night time. Affion.
Afyang. Afyang. Nice. It's a very unique name. Not a name that I've ever come across before. You're the one and only for me, Fifi.
Yes. Should we do some sprints?
Yep. So usually, I mean, you've probably seen other girls do this, but pull up a YouTube video, just search like however long you want to do it, like 30 minutes, 45, whatever you feel. And then you can click that present button at the bottom and share your screen.
Let me have a quick look. If I think I found one that is just a simple one, but can I see where this percent button is?
Yeah, it's right next to the settings one, the
Mm-hmm.
bottom.
Oh, for me it says present.
Yep,
On
yep.
your screen, I see it. Okay.
And then I think it'll tell you all your tabs and you'll just click the one that you want to share.
Is it sharing something?
No, not yet. Does it pop up a box with like a bunch of websites that you have open on your computer?
Yeah, it did. And it says that it's sharing, but I'm not seeing it on the screen. For some
Is there
reason.
like an extra button on the bottom that's like, hold on, let me click too. Let me see. Share screen. You click it and then you see cancel and share. Then you have to click share.
No, it's still saying that it's sharing. Let me just try something different because I think that StreamYard has its own countdown thing.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Let me try to see.
We'll figure it out. I see Fifi says Her name is, oh, I see something changing.
I think I figured it out. Let's try it again.
Fifi's name is Nigerian. And Aaliyah is excited that it's finally spring. I agree. Officially spring as of like 3 days ago. There we go. You got it.
I figured it out.
Nice.
All right, guys. So should we do 20 or 30 minutes? What's good for you?
I'm probably gonna go to sleep. But I'm
Yeah,
glad I could
fair
join you
enough.
for the beginning. But you're in good company, it looks like, and I got you going. And I'll probably join some other ones, hopefully before the end of the readathon. But I'm glad we got to chat.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much for joining me
Of
and
course.
have a good night's rest.
Yes.
And hope to see you in one of the next ones.
Yes. Cheers. Enjoy your sunrise.
Thank you so much. Bye
Night.
bye. All right, you guys, let's do a 20-minute reading sprint. I'm gonna start it off and I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty. So I've been reading this Formula One sports romance. I'm 25% in. It's a debut novel, and I really love supporting debut authors, but this one is just so clunky, and the writing is so not cohesive that it's kind of difficult to get through. But I don't want to DNF it, so I'm gonna push on. And I hope that in the reading sprints today, I can still get to finish it. And I see that Kay has had an issue with my mewing timer. Uh, I didn't find a better one, but I hope that, yeah, it's the one with the spelling errors. It's so weird because there was this scene now where so the hero and heroine, they're on opposing teams, so they're rivals of each other, but then their teams propose that they're gonna fake date together because they have like reputation issues, both of them. So they need to fake date and they hate each other. And there's this scene right now where she came back from some kind of an event and he ended up in her room by accident and she fell asleep, and all of the sudden they were kissing. Like there was no kind of conversation or some kind of lead up to why they were supposed to get to kissing. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm not following through on what is going on right now. So just the writing and maybe the timing of it all is just really weird for me. But I'm gonna push through because I don't want to DNF this one. It's a debut novel, so I want to support the author anyway. Um, and let's see how it goes. What have you all been reading? I've kind of missed out on everyone's reading. Let's see. We've got Zach who says The Six by Lauren Grush. Ooh, six US women astronauts. Let me check that one out. The Six. I'm having trouble finding it. Let me see if it will. I've got a bit more done in Hero, but I'm fading fast. YouTube just sent me a bedtime notification. Yeah, I can imagine that for you, it's time to sleep. For me, I just saw the sunrise, so it's a good day to start on reading. Oh, Fifi, I've never read Joanna Shupe before. I haven't read a lot of historical romances, to be fair, but Joanna Shupe is on my TBR. Let me see. Which one of Joanna Shupe's books are you reading? Yeah, more popular books like Days Jones and the Six make it a little hard to find. I can imagine. Yeah. It's difficult to find these kinds of gems of books that are hidden beneath all of the hyped books because everyone is talking about one and the same books when they get hyped. That's why I really love discovering debut authors and to see if I can find something that is like a diamond in the rough. Let me see what Fifi is reading. Princess of Broadway, I think it's supposed to be. Is it any good? Are you enjoying it? Lee, I'm 74% into A Touch of Darkness. Oh, Scarlet St. Clair. I think I have the audio for that one. Are you enjoying it so far, Lee? Is it any good? 4-star read. That's good. Let me look it up. Princess of Broadway. I'm adding it to my TBR, Fifi. All right, so A Touch of Darkness is amazing. Kind of spicy, but very interesting. I don't mind the spice. I can do spice. Let me just add Joanna Shube's book. And then I'll get on. I've also never read Scarlett Sinclair before. I know that she's been getting a lot of hype. So, uh, you know what, Fifi? I was just checking out Joanna Shube's books, and I actually have read one, which is The Lady Gets Lucky. And I actually gave that one 4 stars, so I did enjoy it. So I'm definitely going to be reading more. I need to read more historicals, honestly. I just don't have the habit of them yet. I had this whole list of books that I was supposed to read for the day, and we figured out, Becky and I, that I had to cross off one of the books. And then I had this one, and I also had Carissa Broadbent's novella Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I still have it, and I may maybe put this one down if it really is not working out for me, and then start on the Carissa Broadbent novella, because that is, I think, the only one that I haven't yet read by Carissa Broadbent, and I've loved all of her other books. So I'm gonna see if that will be something that I'll do today. The Lady Gets Lucky is one of my favorites. Okay, yeah, I can imagine it was a really good one. There's a couple of tried and true historicals that I think everyone agrees on that they're really, really good. I think The Lady Gets Lucky is one of them. I see. It has a really high rating on Goodreads, Zach. It has 4.33, so that is very interesting. Does it have an audiobook, I wonder? I'm gonna try. I use Storytel. Here in Europe, we've got this great app, which is like a subscription kind of an app for audiobooks. And you pay something like $8 or something like that, and you then get the full access to their whole library, which is really great. And they have a lot of audiobooks to offer. So I'm just gonna check out if Storytel has it by any chance. Lauren. No, it doesn't. It only has like an analysis of that book, but I'm gonna look it up on Kindle. Yeah, there is an audiobook. Let me just try to see what it's like on Audible. I can get it on Audible. I think I might do the audiobook instead of. I don't read physically a lot anymore, to be honest, because um, whenever you have children, it just doesn't work out very well to sit down in one place and try to read. I'm the whole time trying to do chores at home, groceries, working, and whatever, and I have the audiobook in the whole time, so it's easier for me to do it through audio. So I think I may get it through Audible. And if you're saying that it's really good, I'm gonna give it a try. I hope you have a good night's rest, Kay. You were a trooper for getting on all of our sprints so far, and I hope to see you in one of the next ones if you get to wake up by the time that I think either Vanessa or Tara has their sprints. Yeah, I like historicals and sports romance, cowboy romance, but right now I'm into rom coms, dark romance, romantasy, and thrillers. All of these are my jam, to be honest. I mean, historicals are the ones that I read the least because I'm just not in the habit of picking them up. I love sports romance, and typically I love sports romance, like any kind of sport, but I will gravitate more towards, or at least I like to read more unique kinds of romances when it comes to sports. So F1, or for example, last year I read a motocross romance that I really loved, or surfing romances, just a kind of sport that is underrepresented. I love those kinds of sports romances, also the hyped ones, obviously. Cowboy romances. So I've read the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, and I've loved them. I read a couple of others as well that I really enjoyed. Rom coms, they're a bit hit and miss for me. It really depends on the author. I've read, I was discussing it before on the previous Prince, Cara Bastone. She does great rom coms. The audiobooks for her rom coms are just perfect. Dark romance I enjoy as well, romantasy as well, and thrillers. I will dabble here and there with thrillers, like maybe a couple a year, whenever I need something else that is not kind of romance or romantasy. So definitely intrigued. And I actually tried last year this very popular author that is making her rounds, Frida McFadden. I didn't enjoy her thrillers, but I am on the lookout for something fresh, something new, something that may catch my attention. So if you have any recommendations, you can leave them for me at any time. Zach, I pay 229 for Audible per year. That service sounds fantastic. I mean, Audible is crazy expensive when you compare it to Storytel. I can tell you, like when I go onto the Storytel app, I've got like, if you see, not started. Unfortunately, it doesn't show me, but I can show you like, look at my TBR. It's never ending. These are all books that are available to me to listen to through Storytel because they've got them in their library. And it's all kinds of genres. You can get, like, I read primarily romance and romantasy. A lot of the popular books are on there, a lot of thrillers, a lot of like general fiction books and memoirs, and even like children's books sometimes when my son is done with all of the books that we have at home physically, he'll ask me, do you have something to have as an audiobook for nighttime story? And it works miracles as well. So I love Storytel. And actually, I don't know, I think I can say it here, right? So if you have like a VPN, I think you can actually get the subscription in the United States as well, as long as you use a VPN that is outside the US. So in a country where Storytel is located, they have, I think, a subscription for almost every European country, and also in India. And I think because I've got a friend of mine on YouTube and Bookstagram, Morgan. We were talking about Storytel and she was intrigued by it. So she got a VPN and I think she subscribed to the Indian version of it. And actually, the Indian version of it, because um, they are bilingual, right? So they have English speakers there. They have an even larger library, as far as I understood. So if you can get a VPN and you can subscribe to Storytel, I think you can save up on a lot of the books that you're purchasing through Audible, because those are really, really expensive. Yeah, Storytel has been a lifesaver for me when it comes to audiobooks, to be quite honest. And for yourselves in the States, obviously, you have the library services that help out a lot because you can get a lot through um, Libby and Hoopla, and that also helps a lot if you're an audiobook listener. All right. So I think we can do maybe another set of sprints. Um, I'm going to put up a timer. This time I'm going to do 30 minutes to see how well we'll do. And let's get on reading. Happy reading, everyone. All right. I got about 30% into my book. I'm enjoying the plot, but not so much the writing. So I'm gonna push through. Before we started the sprints, Lee said, "Have you tried reading Lucinda Berry thrillers or Rebecca Yarrow's romantic suspense books?" I've never read Lucinda Berry before. I just looked her up on Goodreads and I've added two of her books on my TBR, and I'm gonna check out if I can find some audios on Storytel. And Rebecca Yarros, I've not read the romantic suspense books. I've only read one contemporary by her, and it was a military romance. That one was a bit heavy, but it was good. And I've read Fourth Wing and the three books within that series, obviously. But yeah, I need to look up her romantic suspense books because I like romantic suspense. I read a couple of the books by Catherine Cowles that are romantic suspense, and I really enjoyed those. I am obsessed currently with Victoria Wilder's Bourbon Brothers series, like the Fox Brothers series, Bourbon and Lies and Bourbon and Secrets. So I've been into romantic suspense, and I definitely enjoy the genre, specifically because it has the two features of some thriller kind of effects, so the suspense that we get, but also the romance in the books. So yeah, I enjoy those. So I'm gonna look up Rebecca Yarros's romantic suspense. Thank you so much for the recommendation, Lee. Let me see. How far has everyone gotten? Lee, did you put it then into your book? I think you were about 75% into yours. Everyone is probably getting sleepy by this time. You can imagine for yourselves it's a bit more difficult than for me. I will probably need a cup of coffee though because it's already 7:30 a.m. for me, and I need my first cup of coffee to properly wake up. So I'm gonna put some coffee on during the next sprints. Let me just put the lights out here because it's already light outside. So these lights are kind of bothering me. Okay, I think that's better. Now you can see me in proper daylight. Zach, I got a bit into my book, but mostly got distracted by a non booktube video. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yesterday, a new podcast episode of what's this guy's podcast called? Let me look it up. The CEO from Shark Tank, a very popular one. Um, I'm trying to look it up. Where is it? Is it in my watched? Yes, it's here. The Diary of a CEO. And it was this first time debate style video where three millionaires, so the podcast host is a millionaire, multi-millionaire. This other guy who was an economist and another guy who was an entrepreneur. They sat down to discuss the economy and what the world is looking like at the moment. And I really wanted to watch it because one of those millionaires is Gary Stevenson. He is a guy who used to trade for a living. He has become an economist in the meantime, and he is, I think, one of the few multimillionaires who is like, you know, we need to tax millionaires more so that we can fix certain things in the economy. And that debate was fascinating. So, yesterday I spent a big chunk of my free time watching that YouTube podcast. So, tell me about it. I also get distracted a lot by something that catches my eye, and I immediately get distracted from what I'm doing. So, I can totally relate, Zach. Fifi, I'm almost done, but I want to finish because I need to write down the synopsis and hate doing that. Yeah, I forget about the plot if I don't write something down for myself as well. And I have to confess that for some books, if I haven't written down the synopsis or a review, I rely on my YouTube wrap ups. Because when I record a wrap up and I put in my thoughts, or if I've, for example, vlogged about a book, um, I'm gonna go back to those videos to see what I was thinking and what I was feeling about certain books. If I by any chance haven't written down a review or synopsis for myself, so I can totally relate. I also forget because I don't know about yourself, but for me, if I read about like 150 to 200 books a year, some of these books get lost somewhere in here. They don't stick around for too long if they haven't been favorites. So, yeah, I can totally relate. But yeah, I think you've loved this one because you told me before that you did enjoy it. So I don't think you will be forgetting too much about it if you really, really did enjoy it. I need to see. I was looking on Goodreads. I think I need to look up more romantic suspense books because those are really kind of hyped at the moment. So I need to find more that I can read. So Rebecca Yarros is going on my TBR. And I actually just got through Storytel the latest Catherine Cowles book, the one with the pink purple cover. Catherine, what was it called? All the Missing Pieces, with the little camper van on the cover. It has a high rating, and I definitely want to get to that one. And I see that Storytel has another series. What is this series called? Sutter Lake series, I think it's called. And there's a couple of books within that series that they have that I haven't read yet because I started on that really popular series by Catherine Cowles. The first two books I read, and I gave those 4 stars. So I definitely want to read more. Mm, I don't know if I have any others. Yesterday, I also actually started on an audiobook that is called The Love Simulation. It's a new release. It's by Etta Easton. Etta Easton last year released her debut romance, which was a romance between an astronaut and this woman. They have this fake dating relationship, and I had some issues with it, but I was like, I think the issues are relating to that specific plot line. So I wanted to give At the East another chance. And I've started the Love Simulation, which is like a standalone companion book to that one, but it is kind of similar, my feelings towards it, as the first book. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to love it as much as I'd hoped. But I love that there is like a unique kind of a plot line to it because they're all about science, which I love. Let me see what Fifi is saying. Did you like Onyx Storm or that series as a whole? I haven't heard good things about the second and the third books. So I enjoyed Fourth Wing. I gave that one 4 stars. And I think the reason I enjoyed it was because it was quite fast paced and it felt very kind of, a lot of things were happening and it felt very, how should I say, very engaging. I just felt like it was perfect for the time when I read it. I flew through it. So I gave that one 4 stars. And then I gave Iron Flame, I think 4.5 to 5 stars because I actually enjoyed that we got more of the backstory of the war college, of what they're fighting for, and the relationship dynamics between the different characters. So, really, the found family was explored in Iron Flame. So, I really, really enjoyed that one. But then Onyx Storm, I actually did not rate because I didn't want to, how should I say, bring down the rating of the book because of my opinion, because I found that it was kind of a filler book. There was a lot written and not a lot substantially happening within that book. And I found that like the middle, maybe 40 to 50% lost me. Like I was wondering, why is this important to the plot? Why is it important to the relationship building? And I had so many questions from how book two ended that weren't answered in book three. And by the time that we get to book four, I'm not going to remember what my questions were from the second book. So I'm like, this kind of gets me to a point where I'm not enjoying the series as much anymore. I probably will read book four, don't get me wrong, because I'm in for the hype and I want to see what's going to happen with these characters. But if it's true that this series is going to be a 6 book series and we're only getting to book four and not a lot has happened, book four may be my last one within the series. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how it's going to progress. I honestly hope, my hope for Rebecca Yarros is that she doesn't get as much pressure on herself to write as fast as everyone wants her to write, because I think that's going to be to the detriment of the positive progression of the series and the book in general. Because the more pressure there is, the more I think it's rushed and not as well executed or maybe as well thought out and plotted out as it can be. This, I think, was the case with Onyx Storm. So I just want her to take her time with these books because books one and two, in my opinion, were really great, and then book three just lost me. I didn't love it. But I think that's the case with a lot of series. Like, I think the benefit for authors who haven't made it big, like I can give an example with Carissa Broadbent. Carissa Broadbent had her Daughter of No Worlds series before her Nyaxia series blew up. And that series is so well executed. It's one of my favorite romantasy books or series in general. The world building is great. The romance development is great. The found family is great. The whole plot development is great. And I think she just had this, how should I say, like the luxury of not having the pressure on her to develop the books just as she wanted in a tempo that she could perform in. And right now she's writing within her Nyaxia series, and the first two books, like full-length novels, were really, really good in my opinion. I gave both of them 5 stars. But then the third book, because they had already gotten the hype, the first two books, I think again the pressure is on her, and I think it's not as a good one as the other ones. So all this pressure from readers and from publishers and everyone is just working against these authors, and I feel sorry for them in that respect, because it's just so hard to put those ideas and words into paper, and kind of think about all the theories that everyone is putting into the world, of what will happen with these characters and what they think will happen, and how you want to surprise them in some way, and not really go into all the theories. And it's tough. It's really tough. I cannot imagine having to do that. Like, being an author is something out of this world for me. I'm in awe of their talent. I mean, I don't know if I can ever write a book, but I definitely am. How do you say? I have very much respect for all these authors who come up with these amazing ideas. Did you read Fourth Wing, Fifi? Because I see that you haven't read probably the second and third book. And if you did read it, did you enjoy it? I have this list for myself for romanticies that I still need to get to this year. Let me see. You just answered me, so let me see. I haven't read it. I want to try out romantasy, but don't know which series to start. This is a very, very good question. Where to start? Mm, I hadn't read romanticies until like 20, maybe 21, 2020. I think it was 2021, the first one that I picked up. I started with the Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Ermentrout, and I did enjoy the first 3 books within that series, but I have to say that it's a long series. So after the third book, I kind of stopped because the fourth book hadn't yet come out, and I'm a bit lost in it. So I think what I would recommend is that you start with a series that is already completed, or at least the books don't end in some kind of a cliffhanger where you need to wait for other books to come out. I think everyone will agree that a good start will be the Court of Thorns and Roses, the Akatar series by Sarah J. Maas, because we've got 3 full-length books that are completed, and also a novella, companion novella to it, and also one kind of spin-off book that focuses on the sister of the main character of the first 3 books. So those are a really good start, in my opinion. And I would highly recommend Carissa Broadbent's series. All of them are just superb. Zach is giving a recommendation here. The sequel to Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu comes out next month. Have pre-ordered. That is my dragon riding series. I'm gonna have to look that up now. You best believe that I'm also in my dragon riders era at the moment. I actually, because Fourth Wing became so big, everyone is now looking for new recommendations for romantasies or fantasies with dragons. And there is this book that was really hyped last year. The green cover, I just don't remember. Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. And everyone was like, oh, if you loved Fourth Wing, you need to read Fear the Flames. You're going to love it. And I read that book and I so did not like it. I really highly disliked it. I gave it 2 stars. So yeah, that was not the book for me. So I'm definitely on the lookout for a new dragon writing fantasy or romantasy. Let me see. The first one is called Dragon Rider, isn't it? Yeah, Dragon Rider, and then the second one will be the Tainted Khan. Let me see what it says. Bestselling author. It's an adult fantasy series. I like that. Magic, warriors, dragons. Thank you, Zach. This sounds really good. I've put it on my TBR and I'm going to look up if I can find the audio for this one. It's on Storytel. Yay! I'm so happy. And actually, yeah, the second book is coming out on audio on Storytel on the 24th of April. So, what I might do, I might pick up the first book just before the second book comes out so that I can binge them because I like binging series. I was speaking about reading the Pink Cole Kindred Saga books. I binged them at the start of March, and Becky was like, you're crazy because those books are really, really long. But I binged them because I like to just stay in the same world and story because otherwise I have the fear that I'm going to forget about the plot. So that's with the romantasy thing. I think it's best when you start on books that already have a couple of books in the series so you don't get lost in the plot if you wait for the next one to release. I'm thinking about what other dragon book did I have? Don't remember the title. When the Moon Hatched is with dragons. That one, though, has a very kind of flowery, very descriptive kind of writing style. So I'm not sure it's for everyone, but it was really hyped last year. I read it, I enjoyed it. It was a bit difficult to get through for me, maybe because I'm also not a native speaker, so the language was a bit difficult for me, but I did enjoy it. I'm going to pick up the second book that will come out, I think, in fall of 2025. So that one I'm gonna be picking up. Dragon Rider isn't romantic. The two romances I have to get to are the Rosewood Penny and Dragon Queens. So I don't mind if it's not a romantasy. It can also be just a fantasy or a high fantasy. I don't mind that. Um, honestly, romantasy, I think right now is getting its hype because of, you know, Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, but high fantasies are also superb. So I've added it to my TBR. So thanks, Zach, for that recommendation because it does sound really good. Let me look up the other two books you just mentioned. So we've got The Rosewood Penny. Rosewood. J.S. Fields. Is this YA? At least the cover of it. On a small isolated island, reclusive forest, lives a bandit leader, Morani, and her brother Jax. So it does have a really good rating. Epic fantasy romance with LGBT representation. This also sounds really good. I've put it on my TBR. And now let me see the other one, which is Dragon Queens. Let's look that up. Oh, the cover for this one is gorgeous. Princess has gone missing. She's betrothed, but she has fled somewhere. And the hero is a hunter. Okay. This sounds intriguing, and I see that it's available through Kindle Unlimited, so I may look it up on there. These are some good recs. Thank you so much, Zach, for sharing. And I've just been looking through my books here. A book that I think has dragons in it, but I'm not sure because I haven't read it yet. I do have the physical copy of it, but it's a really chunky book. So I need to see when I'm going to get to it. Is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This one was quite hyped, I think, a year or two ago. And I think it has, like, it's more of a fantasy book with a subplot of, um, oh, hi, Lisa.
Hi everyone.
You are so pretty.
Thank you. I'm literally just getting in the house, so I just wanted to pop in.
Oh, we were just talking about different fantasies and romantasies that have dragons in them.
Okay.
Uh, because we were talking about, Fifi had asked me if I'd read Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm and the whole series. And we were talking about what other dragon books were good. And Zach was given some very interesting recommendations because I haven't heard of the three books that he recommended, and I've definitely put them on my TBR
Yeah.
to look up the audios for them. How have you been doing with your reading?
I am I so after that I was like I had to take a break and then I went out and so I haven't finished anything else since then. Um I don't have a lot of dragon books. So I never Fourth Wing I never really was like, okay, well, I'm not sure if I wanted to read that one just yet, but I don't think I have a lot of dragon books.
I have a couple on my TBR, but I haven't also read very many. I've read When the Moon Hatched last year,
Okay.
which was good. and I'm gonna read the sequel to that one, which is coming out this year.
Mhm.
But I haven't read very many either, honestly, and I'm on the lookout for more because I'm intrigued. And I see that Zach has also read The Priory of the Orange Tree. That's one that I have physically. Uh, and he says he likes the prequel even better.
Interesting. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reading this at some point, but I think I need to get the audiobook for it to help me out because it's really chunky, I think.
Yes. Yes.
It's a big girl, yeah, so I need to get the audio for it as well. What do you plan on doing, Lisa? Are you going to, like, what time is it where you're at?
It is 1 o'clock
You're probably gonna head to bed, aren't you?
at some point, but I will stay on with you because I mean, it's this is my first live show, so like it's a little bit different to have it by yourself. So I'm gonna stay in as long as I can.
Thank you.
You're
That is
welcome.
really kind of you. Yeah, for me, it's already morning. I was just telling everyone that I need to get a cup of coffee to properly wake up. And then I'm gonna stay on for Becky's, I hope, so that I can help her out with her tough
Yeah.
slot that she
Yeah.
has. So let me see what Zach is saying here. The Wild Exile is another one I've pre-ordered. I'm gonna look that up as well. You're giving me all the good recs today, Zach. Let me see. The World's Exile. I found it. Gorgeous cover again. I'm going to add it as well. All right. Let's do another sprint. Let's do, let's say, 30 minutes
Okay.
and then come back. I'm going to put my little cat thing on that I have. Here it is. And I'll see you in 30.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a cup of coffee on for myself because I need to properly wake up.
We'll try. I don't know if I'll be here 30 minutes, but I'll try.
Yes. See you later.
Okay.
Hey, Becky. How
I'm
is it
here.
going?
Oh my god. I must have fell asleep. My
Did
phone
you
didn't even go off. I don't know what woke me up.
did you get any sleep at all?
Yeah, I'll say maybe 3 hours.
Yeah, it was the same for me. I was just telling everyone when we started that when we finished with Lisa's sprints, it was midnight for me.
Mm-hmm.
I read a couple of pages and I went to sleep, but then my son in the middle of the night got a nosebleed at like 4 a.m. or something like that, out of the blue. So I
Oh,
woke up, and from that point on, it was game over. So I didn't get any sleep after that. So I joined. I didn't join them, but I was listening to Daphne, and Crystal was on her sprints, and then I started mine.
yeah. I think I saw you at one point after you said you were going to bed. I saw you saw something I sent in Instagram. I was like, "What is she still doing awake?"
Yeah. It was just for a little bit.
Oh.
I'm seeing that Zach has, because we were talking about dragon books, about dragon fantasies or romantasies, that we're talking about the Priory of the Orange Tree.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he has pre-ordered the third book, which will come out this year.
There's three?
Yeah, there's the prequel that came out, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken, and then there's going to be another one.
I didn't know
And there's a month-long dragon readathon, Dragonathon. Jade Juniper. I need to look this up. Zach, you have been coming through with so much information that I didn't know about. I'm gonna be looking this
that.
up.
Zach, why are you still awake?
He has been keeping me company. Thank you, Zach, for
He
being
has
here.
been he's been around since yesterday too.
Lisa was here for a bit and she went to bed.
Yeah.
And Lee is still here. She said that her boyfriend checked up on her. They're doing long distance. That
Yeah,
is tough, doing long distance.
yeah, I bet.
I'm
Um,
happy that you love the Touch of Darkness.
mm, by Scarlett St. Clair, is that who that's by?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Ah, Fifi is still here as
Fifi's still
well.
here too. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I tried. I tried to stay awake as long as I could, but
I can imagine Fifi.
I do not blame you. I think I had like a dream or something that I missed my alarm and I woke up and it was like 5:45. Ah, I don't know what woke me up because my alarm didn't go off, so I don't know what. It's,
Your body knew that it was your
it
time to
must have.
rise.
It must have. It's like, girl, wake up.
How far did you come with the books that you were reading? Because you chose a couple of shorter ones, right?
I got 3 books read because they were all pretty short, and then I started reading. It's called Iron Wolf by Siri Pedersen. It's a fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just
So
trying to
I'm reading
see.
that for my reader vlog, and I need to. It's like the last book I need to finish. So I read a couple chapters of it, but I didn't get very far.
That one is longer, is it not? It's like
It
400 pages.
looks long. It's under 500 pages though. It
That
just
looks
looks
good.
thicker. And I don't know how far I am because I'm reading it on my phone from Hoopla, and it says Well, if it'll load. It says I'm on page 492 of 1,278. So I'm a little less than like halfway.
Yeah, but you'll probably finish it by the end of the day, right?
Oh, who knows? It depends on if I get tired of reading it and decide to read something else. Well,
That's true. It needs to keep you engaged. I see
mhm.
that Zach has been reading The Six. They're doing flight training. I don't know what a T-38 supersonic jet is, but I'm sure it's impressive.
I'm guessing it's a jet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about spacecraft.
Yeah, he said that it's a book about six women astronauts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're still reading that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What were you reading today?
I'm still reading that Formula One romance,
Oh,
and
okay, yeah. I
it
remember.
is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the plot, the idea for the book is great, but the execution is just not good. Like the writing is not good.
Oh,
The
girl, DNF that shit then.
I am so bad at DNFing. Like it's a debut novel, and I hate DNFing debut novels. I want to just get those pages read for the author to make it worth their effort, you know? And I don't know, I struggle with myself because I'm gonna think about it if I DNF it. Like I didn't finish it. It's a real struggle for me.
Can't relate. Can't relate at all. Once I DNF, I forget that shit.
You know, yeah, last year I DNF'd the most book that I've ever DNF'd in my life. And I didn't feel bad about them. So I may just need to start doing that again because I don't want to, waste my time on books that I don't like. But I'm already like 35% in. I'm like, might as well finish it.
Oh my god, you're only 35% up?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Oh,
you have more will than I do.
that is so interesting. Like in my real life, my character is like I'm very easygoing and I typically won't, I'm not stubborn at all. But when it comes to the reading part, I'm
Reading.
so stubborn.
Oh my
I
god.
can push through. Let me see. Fifi is saying, is it an arc? Do you have to leave a review? Because if not, I would DNF. It's not an arc. This book has been out for a while now. But again, I'm always on the lookout for finding books that are not very hyped. And that's how I found it because it has like only like 50 reviews or something on Goodreads. I was like, let me try it out. It has a good cover and good plot story to it, or at least the plot sounded good. And it's really good. The plot of it is really good. If it just had been executed a bit better, I would have loved it all the more. But right now, it's not really, not vibing with it.
That's too bad. Especially since you've committed that much time.
Yeah.
I mean, here I am thinking about DNFing my book, and I'm not almost 50% into it. I'm like, is this book gonna get interesting at some point? Am I gonna get like totally invested, or is this gonna feel like a 3-star book? Oh,
I don't know if I think about books that I've DNF'd. I've rarely DNF'd books when I've gotten past like the 35% mark. Usually, if I DNF, it's going to be really already from the start. I'm hating it, I'm not vibing with it, or the plot is not working for me. Once I've gotten to like the 30% mark, there is almost no chance
oh.
that I'll do. The only book that really got me to almost put it down was Letter and Lark by Bryn Weaver. That one, at the 50% mark, I was like, "Oh,
And you pushed through that?
And I pushed through it, yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
And I gave it 2 stars.
I think I gave it the same thing and I finished it too.
Yeah. And do you know, I was wondering, like, how we both hate that Joe Segura book, The Lost Raiders of the Lost World,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was. And now the second book came out, and the audiobook got uploaded into my library, and I was like, should I just try to rage read it?
Oh, God. Never crossed my mind. I'm like, oh, she got a sequel.
Yeah, I
Great.
don't think I'm gonna do it. I really hated that first book.
I did too. I was like, who wanted this sequel? Not me.
Last year there was another debut book that I was so excited about. It was by a Native American uh, debut author, Danica Nava, and the book was about 2 Native American.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
The Truth According to Ember
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
I was so excited about that one. And I hated every second of that book because the plot, it just started with a lie. And then
yeah. Mhm.
the heroine kept on lying throughout the whole book. And I was like, I hated the plot of the book, but the execution was really good. Like the writing was really good. So now this year she's coming out with a second book, and I might give it a try because I think the problem was that just the plot didn't work for me, not the writing. But with Joe Segura, nothing worked with that book.
Yeah, I think I wanted to read that book. And then I heard you say that it was just one lie after another and you didn't like it. I was like, well, that sounds like something I don't want to read, so
Yeah,
I might give
I
the
was
author another
disappointed.
try though.
And kind of, I had like the same predicament with this book now, that I knew I was gonna hate it because of the line, but it was a debut author, like representation for something that we don't see a lot. So I wanted to give it a shot, but then I hated it in the end.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like sometimes things sound like a great idea and then you read it and it's like, well, that wasn't so good.
Zach is similar to me. He said, I finished 187 books last year and I only DNF'd 4. So I'm in the same boat, exactly the same situation. So I finished about 200 something books and I probably DNF'd 5.
Wow.
And
I don't even know
last
how many
year,
I've DNF just this year.
last year, I actually never DNF'd, ever. Like I always finished the
Well,
books.
see, it's called character growth.
Yeah,
I think
I
I've
DNF'd.
DNF probably 5 books just this month. Oh, just like, this ain't working. DNF.
I can relate to Fifi though, if the story is really boring and it can put you in a slump, right? Like if you're really bored out of your mind with a book,
Mm-hmm.
then you really need to put it
That's
down.
typically my reason for DNFing things is I'm just bored,
Yeah.
you know? That's usually why I DNF something really quickly is I'm just like, I'm bored with this. I have no desire to pick it up.
I need to do it more. Honestly, I'm torturing myself at this point.
You are. There are too many books to read in this world. You're over
Yeah.
here pushing yourself through one just because it's got a unique idea.
Yeah. You'll probably hear my thoughts when I finish this one. And then I really need to do something about my DNFing.
Mm. I'm always going to encourage people to DNF. I'm like, DNF that damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm always.
I was just talking about it with I think Lisa was on. There is this another debut author of last year at the Easton, and she has this black romance between an astronaut and the female main character. I don't remember what she did, but I found that it was like a cool idea. I have never read a romance of an astronaut before. So I picked it up and I hated the female main character. She was really horrible in that book. But then again, I was like, maybe it's just this book, like it's not specifically, the writing was good again. So I was like, I'm going to give it another shot when this author releases another book. Now I've got the audio for the second release by this author, and it's the same.
Oh no. Is
And
it
I'm again,
the one that's like something in the stars, something in the stars?
no, it's not that
No,
one.
it's
The
not that
first
one.
one was called, I don't know what it was called, but the second one is called, let me see what it was called. The Love Simulation.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think that's what I'm thinking.
No, you're thinking about the Jessica Jennifer something book. What was her
I have
name?
one in mind that's got like a pinkish cover, I think.
Yeah, it's a real sci-fi book, a sci-fi romance.
Yeah,
The one
no,
that
I
you're
did
thinking
then.
of, I think. But the one that I read was like a contemporary romance with an astronaut in it. And now the second book, I'm 40% into it.
And you
I'm
haven't
not
done
loving it, and I'm
it.
gonna finish it for God's sake.
DNF.
Yeah, it's this one. It's the Kiss Countdown was the first one.
Oh, okay.
It had this cute cover, and and the thing is, I don't know whether it's again maybe a cultural thing, or I don't know what it is, but I find that, for example, with this one and also the second book, the heroine, they have such prejudice against black men, like them being players and not being very serious about committed relationships and having some kind of always back thoughts of, is he going to play me? And I'm like, why? You haven't gotten to know this guy yet. You don't know what he's about, and you don't know if he's serious or committed or whatever. And then everything, like all of the relationship is going on in her head, not in real life, you
Yeah,
know.
that's weird.
And for me, that's kind of off-putting. So I just,
Yeah. I'm usually somebody who, I don't know. I hate to say this, but I'm kind of like, if I read something by an author and I don't like it, I tend not to give them another shot. And it's not because, like, I just don't, I'm not inclined to give an author a second shot for some reason.
it really depends on how bad my experience was with the first book, because I typically will give them a second shot, but I've had uh, only a couple of instances. Like I have this author, I will never forget the name because I hated that book that I picked up by this author. I think it was Vanessa Vale. She has a lot of small town romances and like cowboy romances, and on the tail end of Elsie Silver's
Mm-hmm.
like cowboy small town hype, I was like, let me look up someone else who's doing that to see if the genre is for me, because it could be that I just like Elsie Silver and not specifically the genre. So let me just try it out. And I read a Vanessa Vale book. That book was so bad, like so bad, that I'm like, I'm never ever picking up a book by this author again. But then again, when you have something like this, it's a debut author and you want to give it another shot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna give them another shot, but then it's not very good. So I'm probably not gonna pick up a third book by this author.
Yeah, I'd say if two of them haven't worked, maybe
Yeah,
it's just not
it's not for me.
for you. Mm.
I'm wondering how you're gonna push through for 3 hours. Are you gonna be okay?
We're gonna do some long sprints,
And
and I'm gonna fall back asleep.
you're gonna hope that the timer wakes you up.
Yep. I'll have my lights on, so it'll be easier for me to wake up. One will hope.
I have like I'm gonna go downstairs in a moment to make pancakes for my son because he woke up, so he needs something for breakfast. But I'm gonna be with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna join you and then see if you're awake at some
Okay.
point.
I appreciate it. I'm amazed that I'm awake right now, okay, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I've at least made everybody's sprints, even if I was only there for an hour.
You know what you need to do next time if we're doing 24 hours? You need to invite someone from Europe.
That's why I invited you.
Yeah, but this another one of us.
I tried. They either weren't available or they didn't want
Because
to.
we need someone like to back you up so you can get your sleep.
I tried, man. I tried to get them West Coast people too. They're
Yeah.
all like, I like my sleep. I'm like, fine. I'll do it. Oh.
Let me see. Vivi is saying, I've never DNF'd an author before, but I feel like 3 strikes would be it for me.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think I'd have to put thought into it, but usually it's a 1 strike thing for me. Occasionally I'll give them a second try. Especially if I give them like 3 stars, I'm more inclined to give them a second try.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm also a bit influenced by, if someone who has loved a book and I have a similar reading taste to them, then I may give the author another try because I've had that happen before where, um, this author, LJ Shen,
Mm-hmm.
she had these bully romances way back when, and they were really hyped at the time, and it was really the kind of trope that was kind of in at the moment. So I read those books, I enjoyed them at the time, but then she started to write very similar spin-off books at a time when bully romances were no longer it. So I hated the spin-off series. I didn't enjoy it. So I stopped reading the author. She released quite a few books after that, but I didn't pick them up. But then last year she came out with a new release where someone said it's about a chef. And I love books that center on people who cook, like chefs and
Yeah.
restaurant owners. And I was like, I'm gonna give it a try, and I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, so I was like, okay. So I gave them another chance. It was good, but from now on, it's going to be like I'm gonna need to see that someone likes the book that they release for me to pick it up. I'm not gonna do it on my own.
Yeah. I don't even know the last author that I gave a second try to. That I didn't like to begin with. Sometimes I read their books and it's like I'll dislike one or I'll like one and then I'll dislike one and then I'll give them another try because I actually liked something of theirs.
Yeah,
But
that's
if I
fair.
just don't like a book to begin with, I'm just like less inclined. Unless it's like a different genre.
Yeah,
Like if they wrote something contemporary and then they moved to fantasy or something like that, it'd be
yeah.
different. But
I think a lot of people had that with the Quicksilver author. I'm not sure. I
Kelly
don't.
Hart,
Yeah, Callie Hart, because not everyone was vibing with the contemporary, but then everyone loved the Quicksilver.
she wrote contemporary.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
she had this.
Hmm.
It was like a very drama-filled, toxic kind of romance. I think it
Oh,
was called.
that's probably why I never heard about it.
Well, Requiem, I think it was called. I'm not sure, but everyone was like on the fence about it. Like you either loved it or hated it, and
Did you read that book, Quicksilver?
I did. I
Yeah.
liked it. I liked it because um, I like when there is a very good balance between world building and romance. So if there's too much world building, I get bored. If
Mm-hmm.
there is only romance and I know that it's supposed to be a fantasy romance, it gets me out of the story because I'm looking for the details that I'm missing of the world building. I'm like, where am I? So
Yeah.
it needs to be a very good balance between the two, and that one I think had it. So it was for me, it was good.
Nice. I'm just intimidated. I'm like, man, this book looks super thick.
It is long.
That and April told me the guy character is like an asshole, and I'm like, I don't want to read a book about
Yes.
an asshole.
And I
Stay away
hate
from it.
that his name, if I'm not mistaken, was Kingfisher.
Kingfisher.
Yeah,
Hmm.
not a fan of the name.
That just reminds me of a town I grew up in. That's what it was called, Kingfisher.
Really? Maybe the author was inspired by your hometown.
I doubt it. It wasn't much to be inspired by. That's what I think of when I hear that. I'm just like, but yeah, I was like, an asshole. I don't want to read that for that long.
He's an asshole for 50% of the book.
Yeah, it seems too long for me.
That's true.
It seems like too long for me. It could probably be great. It would probably be one of those books like ACOTAR where I don't want to read it, and then I'd read it and I'd end up enjoying it.
I think the best you can do is wait for another book to come out to see if it's going to be the last one, because we don't know yet how long the series is going to be. Let's see how the second book goes. If that one is really good and you see that April and myself and I don't know who else has loved it, then maybe you can give it a try. But like for now,
It
you're
might be
good.
one of those things where, it might take me 10 years before I give it a try. And then
Yeah.
I'll give it a try and I'll be like, I love this. This is great. Oh.
Oh gosh.
Well, I am going to pop off and go get my sprint set up.
I'm gonna join you in a moment. I'm gonna wrap up here with everyone who is still here.
Okay.
Zach was just telling me something about a book he DNF'd. I'm gonna read it in a second, but thank you for joining, Becky.
I'm glad I
For
could pop
waking
into
up.
your sprint for a minute. So I will be over on mine in just a little bit. I'll see you later.
Yes. See
All
you
right.
later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So Zach, you were speaking of a book that you should have DNF'd. Written by AI? Yeah, I would hate that. I would hate that, honestly. I've been reading on what is going on with AI at the moment and how bad it is in the environment of really not being able to stop it at the moment. And you don't really know as a consumer whether anything that you have been reading has been has been influenced in some way, or whether AI has been used in the work that you're reading. It's just a bit disturbing, honestly. So yeah, I'm sorry that you had to finish that. And I see that you've written that kingfishers are birds. I did not know that. But now that you're saying it, it is beautiful. If that is the inspiration for the name of the character. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. For you, it's quite late, so I completely understand if you need to go to bed. But I hope if you're still awake that you're going to join Becky on her channel. And I'm going to move on with her as well so I can support her during the nighttime. And thank you so much again for joining me, reading with me today, talking with me today, and for joining me in my first reading sprints. And I hope to see you another time whenever we have reading sprints again. And I'll see you on Becky's channel. I think she is already set up, so I'm going to close off the stream here and I'm going to join her in a second on hers. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.